What's going on, fam? How are we doing? It's Tuesday, which means, sorry, I've changed around, with tax times come, so I've been able to upgrade some things, and I've changed around where my camera is. So instead of being there, it's now there. It's a matter of degrees, but it means that I will continuously not look into the camera. That's okay. But what we have done, so we've got the game camera, the chat camera, and then we have the overhead camera, which I will adjust to be able to do magic. But at this point, it's mostly so you can see the followers map a little bit more easily. But we'll mostly rely on this one. So how is everyone? How is this wonderful world on what is for me a Tuesday night, but for you it could be anywhere, depending on whether you're watching this live or whether you're not. Oh, where you are in the world. I know it's pretty early. No, I don't know where I was going with that one. So, it's been a while since I played AC. I can't even remember where we're up to. But I can't wait for next week. Next Saturday. Not this Saturday. This Saturday's being in July. We're still playing Batman. But next Saturday being the first Saturday of August, we will be playing Sekiro, which I'm super excited about. I'm probably gonna throw my controller multiple times, but I'm super excited for it. But tonight, we have Assassin's Creed and Greek history. I've got these ideas for videos that I've been doing, like just generally teaching people. Oh, I just remembered something else, but teaching people, basics of history and basics of particularly ancient Greek history. That's my niche. I'm trying to make it a bit more interesting. And so when you're talking about a phalanx and ancient Greek formation, the Captain America shield actually proves really useful. Even though it's a little small, it's still like, fuck yeah, check this out. But it's not really obvious in this camera angle, but on my wall up there, which you may occasionally see in some of my short form content, there's some medals, and I've got my gridiron helmet in the cabinet there, and I've got my black belt in my bedroom. So at one point in my life, I was actually a fit and healthy human being. Beyond the average. And it was probably about 6 months ago when I was feeling really shit about my physique. And I was out of breath just doing some basic things. I live on the top floor of a relatively short apartment building, but still multiple flights of stairs, and I would be out of breath at the top of them. Which is kind of depressing when you're in your early 30s. So, I have started... Those who follow me on Instagram would have seen a couple of photos, but I've actually started doing a proper fitness journey. So we'll see how that goes. But it's been something I've been like not scared to start it, but tentative to start it. There's a fuck ton of fitness influencers out there, and like, what am I going to bring to the mix? I don't have abs. I'm not this ridiculously funny dude. I mean, I'm funny, but I'm not stupidly funny. And I'm not amazingly good looking. I'm slightly better than average. But I realize that there's probably a lot of guys out there who are in their early to mid 30s who were fit once and want to get fitter. So that's my plan, is to create something that's, create content that's going to be helping those kinds of people. So that should be interesting. Should be interesting. What I'm doing here is really counterintuitive to that because I'm sitting in my house playing video games. To mic. There we go. For some reason, my mic just cut out completely. That's really annoying. Oh well. So I think, yeah, those were fitness industry thing was this could be really exciting. More fitness, more history stuff. Oh, magic stuff. Once a month, on a Saturday, I'm going to be devoting at least half the stream, or about half the stream, to magic. Chatting about the magic, just doing some sleight of hand stuff, even if it's just like riffing and practicing some sleight of hand stuff. That's going to be fun. So I'm going to bring the magic back in, because I've been a bit shit and lazy from that point of view for a while. So, with all of that in mind, let's get into some Assassin's Creed. You know, we're going to keep the music going though. Short, sharp, and shiny stream. Can't remember where the fuck I was going. Oh, that's right, I finished. There we go. Let's go and see. What's this one? Let's go talk to him. It's funny, I don't put a lot of attention into like feelings, premonitions, vibes, you know, that kind of shit. But I've got this kind of feeling in my gut that good things are about to happen. I mean, the last few years have been fucking hard work, particularly the last year. No, I'm starting to feel good about things, you know? Just not like, yay, everything's amazing, because, no, fuck that. But just starting to feel like, just starting to feel like things are starting to fall into place. And this kind of sense that everything's going to be okay. Which is kind of a weird vibe, but
don't come back until you have the tablet.
Yes, Polimarch.
Lost something? Not lost. Stolen.
Stentor sent me. Said you've been having trouble with spies.
I take an Athenian spy
I'm a-
over a Spartan
which-
traitor. Either way, he must be found. He took a tablet with vital intelligence.
Where is your spy? Is he still in the camp?
Wouldn't need you if I knew. I doubt he's still here. Can't have gone far though.
isn't Vital Intelligence? Oh no, Vital Strategics is the
Whoever he is,
character from Asterix.
pay for betraying Sparta.
Misthios. If this man is a Spartan,
Vital Strategics.
your time killing him.
I'll get the tablet for you. And deal
I don't know why the mic kind of is dropping out momentarily. But that's okay.
which direction he went.
The men said he went towards the hill. Easier to avoid pursuit in that terrain.
Anything you can tell me that might help?
The area is hotly contested, but Sparta is winning. We're
Of course,
pushing
the Spartans would never admit defeat anyway.
war, the forests and mountains have become a hive of bandits and mercenaries.
I mean, about where your spy might have gone.
He's injured, and there's a
Alright, let's go fuck this guy up.
Tablet.
the mountains and forests of Megaris are dangerous.
I'm more than capable.
You don't quiere. It literally just means like later tater. I think he's gonna be there where that bounty is anyway. So let's go sort this.
Ella,
So yeah, if with me starting with some more gym and fitness content, if it's shit you want to see,
I'm looking for?
let me know.
That's the thief. Let's go.
All right, Horsey, you're not gonna do me any help. Hey, look, I upgraded myself just by finding something. Oh, I needed to go to that. Anyway, sweet. But never out of mind. One thing that I did want to see more in this game is actual, like, Spartan military tactics. But, and, like, the use of phalanxes, the use of, actual thing. I mean, the use of a phalanx probably would make the gameplay a little less interesting, or more, it'd make it more difficult. Definitely make it more difficult. You know, particularly if you're one dude up against fucking phalanx. Yeah, fuck off. Particularly if you're one dude against a phalanx, that would end up being pretty difficult. Oh, that's kind of dope. Sorry, bear with me for one moment. Sorry about that. Dealing with household related things. But yeah, just like some more, like obviously you've got enemies with shields and shit, but some more phalanx, like, related combat would have been fucking cool. Like, having to deal with shield walls and spears and that kind of stuff.
Who are you?
I'm the one who's going to return the tablet you stole.
Man, Irish beer is good.
Why did you steal the tablet?
Because I was paid to.
Who paid you?
A mercenary. Hyrkanos, alright? Gave me the Spartan uniform, told me where to look. Easy drachmi.
Yeah, that would be easy, definitely.
How did you get into the camp?
Spartans never suspect their own. Too busy looking down on the rest of us. Malakes.
Got a point.
Give it to me. I'm not leaving without it.
There's no winners in this war. But there are opportunities. Perhaps we could come to an arrangement?
Um, just bear with me for one moment. I need to go and check something. I will be right back. Sorry about that.
Give me the tablet, or I will cut you down.
I can't fight you. Here,
There we go.
take the tablet.
We got that without actually murdering anyone.
Back to the commander.
So see down below. So I heard that. I heard that Beartooth, right? The band that's. Like. You got two enemies here with shields. That's a fucking useful attack when dealing with shields. But you've got the battles, which are just a bunch of people randomly fighting in a field. There's no attempt to make it like a actual battle. Whereas there was a game, Spartan Total Warrior. Graphics, not the best. Gameplay, fucking sick. But that actually had like full-blown battles in it. Up on the mountain. But yeah, what I was going to say. Beartooth, this band, right? They... What am I doing? Yeah, that. Definitely need that. So Beartooth's actually done like positive metal. Like the singer's mindset is really changed. Much more positive vibes, which is what we want. So what happens when artists mature. Wrong one. Damn it. I killed the wrong fucking guy. So now that whole damn camp's gonna be after me.
Well, we're boned.
Including a fucking pole march. Not what we want. And there's a bounty hunter coming for me. Okay. This is not going well. Oh, you fuck. He's got poison arrows, so we want to keep distance from him. Why, hello there. Huh. Okay, that doesn't do anything against people without shields. Alright, you're going down. There we go. Ooh, new helmet. Yes, please. Later, Tater. Alrighty. So, my apologies, guys. There's going to be an ad in about 5 minutes' time. necessary evil of streaming. There. Now, if I walk in here, are they going to kill me? No, they're not. Excellent. Well, the whole camp wasn't going to come after me.
So, did you find the traitor?
It's not traitors you need to worry about. He was a spy working for the mercenary Irkanos.
How many times must I hear that name? His palms must be overflowing with Athenian gold by now. Did you get the...
No, fuck you. Okay. Mission complete. Let's steal a horse. And we're going to go and raid this fort. There we go. Alright, we're going to raid the fort and steal the treasure from within it. That's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Let us see how it goes. Interesting. I just realized that my
This area will be well defended.
green screen was picking up the fucking cushion behind me.
This must be where the Athenians keep their war chest. I should use Icaros to find what I need.
I love that his eagle is a reference to Greek mythology. Like his Icarus was the son of... Crap, I can't remember his name. But the son of a prisoner. A very clever and gifted prisoner who escaped after watching birds and built wings. However, these wings were made of wax. So when Icarus, who was celebrating at the joy of being freed from their captivity and flying, incredibly well for a man who's got wings straight to him, flew too close to the sun and became... his wings melted and he plummeted to his death. So Icarus is always associated now with aiming too high or trying to reach too high of a goal. Really interesting that the biggest features in early Greek mythology are not the Spartans or the Athenians. It's actually the Thebans, the Minoans, and the Mycenaeans. So Thebes is a city that Heracles, or Hercules as the Romans called him, founded. Shit, shit, shit. This really didn't go well. Stop him. Stop him. There we go. That went really badly. But at least we got rid of the guy trying to... Man, that Spartan kick is just... It's the shit of... Such a good thing. Just... It's a little OP, but it's fucking so worth it. Hey, look, there's a guy there. Alright, we've got a bounty hunter after us. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Got him. That is a surprisingly good attack on a relatively heavily armored. Ready? This is gonna be hilarious. It's time that this is Sparta. Fuck you. That didn't work. That didn't work. Where the fuck are you going? Just come on. There we go. That was shocking. That was terrible. At least my combat skills got me out of trouble. Oh, Misthios Vambraces. So, interesting. I think it's interesting. And you're watching my stream, so you're going to find it interesting anyway. Interesting fact about ancient Greece, and actually the ancient world, more generally speaking. Standing armies, as we know them today, armies that are professional, full-time armies, were not actually that common.
I should get the treasure and leave quietly.
A bit late for that, but...
Athenian soldiers won't be so eager to fight when they...
So, in the ancient world, you had a small group of professional soldiers. You would then have a much larger amount of conscripts and... We have a better sword than that. Conscripts and sort of semi-professional fighters, so farmers who knew how to carry a weapon and how to fight a little bit. Professional generals, obviously, and Misthioses, which were mercenaries. This would make up the bulk of your army. The difference was Sparta.
That will make the Athenians around here angry.
Sparta actually had a professional army. The way that they ran things was every Spartan male over the age of manhood, which for them was about 16, was a soldier, a full-time warrior. They didn't farm, they didn't build shit, they didn't do anything that we would normally associate as a job for a modern man. They just fought. They spent their entire lives training for war. And this meant that they could have a permanent standing army. The way they actually built their economy was that on slaves. So Sparta's economy really relied heavily on war. They had to conquer people, keep people oppressed, to be able to have more slaves. And then those slaves allowed them to actually have a prospering economy whilst the majority of their men trained for war. So it meant that in war times and in battle, the Spartans actually had a huge advantage over a lot of other Greek city-states like the Athenians, because they were permanent soldiers. They were constantly training, constantly working towards war. Now this changed as things went on. Sparta, basically as peace spread through the Greek city-states and trade with other ancient civilizations like the Sumerians, the Egyptians, and the Romans increased, Sparta actually weakened. Not because they were being beaten by military forces, just their way of life, that essentially a military dictatorship of the civilization, or of the populace, sorry, just didn't work anymore. Didn't work. And what am I doing? So by the time the Romans okay, cool. I've got more to kill. So by the time the Romans actually came into ancient Greece, or into Sparta, the Spartans were a shadow of their former selves. It wasn't much of a challenge for the Romans. A couple of hundred years before that, though, and Sparta would have made light work of the Romans. But hey, history changes, and Sparta was also really good at creating its own legends, telling everyone how fucking good they were. They were very good at convincing everyone that Sparta was the best, that they were the most powerful, the most dominant of the ancient Greek city-states, which wasn't always the case. I mean, the most lasting Greek city-state in terms of its influence on the modern world and how we understand ancient Greece is actually Athens. A lot of the Greek mythology stories that we know are the Athenian version, not the Spartan version. It's usually the Athenian or the Theban version, because, well, they're the ones that endured. So that's why we get Theseus, Heracles, because they are the Spartan, they're the Athenian and Theban heroes. We don't get so much of the Spartan heroes. Probably the main one we get is actually the real Spartan heroes, like Leonidas and the 300. There he is. Alright, let's track this guy, and because he's the one we've got to get rid of. of streams. I'd have rolled my ankle about 6 times doing this little journey. There he is. So he's in here somewhere. This is going to be tough. Because it's a fellow Misthios who's equal or similar rank to me.
This must be Irkanos' camp.
That's him there. I love how these guys they carry the most random shit. Like he was carrying goat's cheese. Like, who the fuck carries goat's cheese with them to war? Is he gonna have a nice little snacky? Or just, oh yes, we've defeated the Spartans, let's now break out the goat's cheese. This is not gonna do fuck all to him. There we go. Oh! Yeah, full damage. My favorite thing. Take that, Irkanos.
Quite profitable. Maybe I should hunt down more mercenaries.
Yeah. And that's how we find out. Alright, let's keep hunting these Athenians. I love how we just didn't notice. Someone's just like snuck past and it's just like, hey, that's normal. Oh, we are launching this dude. Ready? And yeet. Ah, damn it. That's better. Ah. Good luck with your arrows, my friend. Brutal. Alright. Let's play which Greek goddess is... Oh, easy. That's Athena. Mostly because you can tell it's Athena because unlike a lot of the Greek goddesses, she's not got her tits out. And she's got a shield and a spear. They were her main thing. She also had an aegis, which a lot of historians think was a pelt. But they're not 100% sure. I'm just gonna steal your shit. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Yeah, most of the Greek gods and goddesses have really recognizable either physical traits or items with them. So Hades kind of looks like Zeus, big dude, beard, except he's usually seen with a helmet. The helmet made him invisible. Because there was a very, very rare time in which he was out doing shit. They just didn't really leave the underworld, though. Poseidon has the trident, which most of us know from fucking Aquaman. Zeus, big beard, lightning bolts. You know, everyone knows that one. Who else we got? Hera is usually seen with peacock around. She's one of the other Greek goddesses that actually is robed. As is Demeter. Oh, and Artemis, actually. Yeah, no, I take back that. It's really only Aphrodite that usually has her tits out. But as the goddess of love, that's probably not surprising. Oh. That looks funky. Of Jane. That's an Egyptian style sword. Yeah, that's Egyptian. I mean, not out of the realms of possibility. The Greeks and the Egyptians traded a lot. In fact, the ancient world actually had quite a interesting trade agreement going on for most of its history.
Something's blocking this.
Yeah, the ancient Sumerians, the ancient Greeks, and the ancient Egyptians actually traded a lot. Not just like resources and goods, but they also traded technology a lot. Particularly the Greeks and the Athenians. Sorry, the Greeks and the Egyptians. That's going to be useful as shit. The Greeks actually did trade a lot with the Egyptians. In fact, it was Greeks in Egypt that made lots of really interesting scientific discoveries, like that the Earth is a sphere. Well, they discovered a sphere and then it got updated to a globe. But that was all done through mathematics by Eratosthenes.
The capital, Megara. If the leaders
I'm honestly surprised that I remember so many Greek names. Yeah, Eratosthenes used mathematics and some experiments to actually calculate that there was a curvature to the Earth that we're on. And then using that curvature that he knew the difference from two points, both in Egypt. One was Alexandria and the other one was a lot further south. I can't remember which one it was exactly. My apologies. But he then used that. Where's he going? Oh, he's gone there. He used that distance to calculate the distance of
The mercenary Irkanos is dead.
Sparta thanks you, Mystios.
the curvature between those 2 points. And by extrapolating that out, he was actually able to work out that the Earth was a sphere.
Great.
Several thousand years ago. So, yeah, I was trying to work out whether it's a fucking globe or not. That's been happening for a while. It says I'm being hunted by a bounty hunter, but I don't see. There he is. Oh. This won't be too difficult. But yeah, at the time, the Greek who made this astounding scientific and mathematical discovery was actually in charge of the Lighthouse of Alexandria, which was in Egypt. Really quite fascinating. Come on. Stop being a large Amazonian woman. Speaking of which, Amazonians, right? A lot of people think of Wonder Woman. And the names that they use in Wonder Woman are ancient Greek. But the Amazonians... Cool, let's kill him. Amazonians actually were from the far east for the Greeks. They were, let's do this. They were from essentially the Middle East, the Amazonians, but where the name comes from, it's ancient Greek and it translates roughly to the breastless. By the breastless, it was they either didn't have any boobs, or the way that they fashioned their armor meant that it was flat across their chest so that they could pull arrows back. The ancient realm that they were, or the ancient place they were meant to come from, was Scythia, which is actually where horse archers first appeared, and the first people to tame horses in the ancient world came from. And that's what the Amazonians predominantly were warriors who fought from horseback. One of my favorite things in this game is the whole... He just shot his friend. Medusa. So Medusa in the Greek legend, her location was North Africa. In Libya, to be exact. However, this game changed it and put her on Lesbos, the island that gave us the word lesbian. Lesbos is a real island, and it is actually where we get the word lesbian from, because the first recorded poetry of same-sex love. This doesn't look good. Was from the island of Lesbos. And so things from the island of Lesbos are lesbian. And then it became associated with same-sex love poetry. And that became known as lesbian poetry. And so from there, we got lesbian. Here's your useless fact. Enjoy. Oh, we have a mercenary nearby. Let's hunt the mercenary. There they are. Oh, yeah, no, we're not hunting that mercenary. But one of the most... There were multiple islands in ancient Greece that were rumored to be women only, to only have women in them. And there were some of them Greek men were afraid to travel to. And that was reinforced by legends like Jason and the Golden Fleece, in which they travelled, I can't see shit, to an island that was populated only by women who smelled horrific. And so they during their journeys encountered that. Okay, nothing down there. Other thing that's kind of fascinating though is the ancient Greeks had multiple sort of arcs of their civilization. Like this time period, there was a couple hundred years between, well, more than that. So this is 400 years after the Greek Dark Ages had ended. This game is set. Sorry, 300 years after the Greek Dark Ages. The Greek Dark Ages were about 300 to 400 years. Then prior to that, you had about 2,500 years of ancient Greek culture and unfortunately a lot of that is lost to us as modern humans because of war, and the way they kept records was very different. Much like when our civilization crumbles, the future civilizations on this planet won't actually know. Oh yeah, he's fucking way higher than me. Won't actually know in detail what our culture was. But it frustrates me that there's a lot of conspiracy theory about ancient civilizations and how we were lied to about them. No, we weren't lied to. It's just our knowledge is incomplete.
But they are fools if they think they are safe now.
What are you planning?
People are idiots. So,
Not like weak Athenian women. We have money and property and rage. I will use all to strike at their commanders, soldiers, and fleet.
Spartan women were terrifying, just to be honest.
The underworld.
Obviously. Do we have a deal?
Sounds like you can stop worrying. I've taken care of everything.
You're truly skilled.
Oh, I already started the mission. Cool. Alright. So he's still... Why is it saying that he's one level above me? He's not. Unless that's the wrong leader? I don't know. Really don't know. Alright, we're just gonna quickly test something here. Oh yeah. So I don't usually listen to my own stream, so
Reminds me of Sparta.
that should be a bit better. Let's listen to the sound, see what happens. They're all Athenians. Are they going to attack me? That is the question. I think my problem with my whole stream setup has been that I'm too quiet. Yeah, that's sounding way better. Cool. Constantly learning with this whole streaming thing.
Now the Athenian leader is dead. I should return to Stentor.
Yeah, I'm constantly learning with this stuff. Like, it's kind of mad how much goes into streaming. Like, you know, I'm a qualified photographer and videographer, and but streaming is just such a different beast. There's so much that goes into streaming that is kind of not really taught. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that do the whole, hey, you need this for streaming, but so much trial and error that goes into it. It's hard work. Fun. Super fun. But hard work, man. But, like, your key things, and I just discovered I didn't have one of the key things, was sound. My sound was shit. And now I've fixed the sound, and that makes life better. Because if you're too quiet, no one can hear anything until you talk, and then when you talk, it's deafening.
You there. You have a kind soul. Help an old man buy his next meal.
After Xerxes.
Your soul also seems kind.
I am grateful and humbled, stranger.
So polite.
What do they call you?
I'm Alexios. And you?
Just a simple beggar. I sailed from Persia to see the beauty of the Greek world.
I can do many things, Persian, but I can't restore sight.
Nor would I want you to. My blindness is a burden that the gods have given me to carry, and I will.
Then what?
Be my eyes. When I was a boy, an Athenian told me the most beautiful tales of your lands.
It is a shame that we don't have these incredible ancient structures still around.
See the places I never was able to, and return to tell me the tale
I'd,
of adventures.
And then there's some cool shit referenced in this game.
I'm not much of a storyteller, but I will be your
The armored birds that Heracles got rid of is another really cool one.
Persian happy again.
Don't thank me yet. What places do you wish you could have seen?
My favorite tales were always of the Acrocorinth. The statues of Zeus and Athena, the perch of the armored bird in Arcadia, and
That's the one.
the mysterious mound Taygetos.
Alright.
So tell me what you know.
It's great, but
There are many
in my mind, there is only one.
I've seen Kefalonia. From the
Statue of Zeus. He climbed his dick.
Still a place of great beauty.
Yes, the island is beautiful. From the statue of Zeus, you can see the sea hitting the white beaches and mountains covered in green. But its people suffer because of the war.
There's some fucking horrific forest fires in Greece at the moment. On the Rhodos, or Rhodes.
Even for gods, your gods are cruel, Misthios.
I don't even think...
Persia and the Greek world,
Persians know.
indeed.
I find it hard to
You're very kind.
Acrocorinth.
Smart.
You did say Mount.
You sound like you know that.
That. What do you remember?
There's a beast.
I'll be back with stories.
Actually, I like this mission. Yeah, and it is just literally an exploring mission, but it does have some super cool references to the ancient Greek world. Let's hunt this guy on the way back to there. No, that's what I was gonna look at. Is Rhodos? No. So Rhodes isn't actually on here. So this is a very small map of the Greek world. That's, by the way, is Odysseus right there. Rhodos is actually off this edge of the map. Terra is where Achilles is born. That is the way the Minoans are from and where the Minotaur was. Kythera, lovely place. Sparta is roughly there. Athens, right there. But yeah, this is only a very small section of the ancient Greek world. So, for instance, there's no Turkey on this. And Mount Olympus isn't even on here. Mount Olympus is to the north of this map.
Could this be writing by Themistocles?
So this is a really small section of a much larger ancient Greek world. But hey, fuck, he's steaming. But the ancient Greek world was huge, and they interacted a lot with the Egyptians, the Persians, the Trojans, who were on Turkey, essentially. The Babylonians. The Romans. The Romans actually stole a lot from the ancient Greeks. I mean, Alexander the Great, who is Alexander the Great's rise to power was about 80 years after this game. Or after this game is set, sorry. And his army, his conquests, got him pretty much all the way to India. All the way to the Indus Valley, which is in India. It is a massive, massive amount of land to have conquered for an ancient civilization. Really, there's only a few dynasties that have conquered more than Alexander the Great, and that is pretty much the Mongols. The Romans did a pretty good job, but Alexander the Great was... His claim was that he conquered the civilized world, and he was not far wrong. He conquered more than the world that the Greeks knew at the time, which is an incredible achievement.
So this is what war looks like. Not what the stories make it out to be.
Ancient Greek war would have been horrific. Because most people would have died either from wounds sustained in battle or the infections from those wounds. And whilst they actually had some pretty advanced medicine, they also didn't. And a lot of their treatments for things were as painful as the injury itself. So one of the main ways that they would would stop bleeding was to cauterize the wound, which meant burning. You'd burn the person, and there's a good chance that the person would have gone into shock and died from that. Infections were huge, huge, huge problems. Massive, massive problems for the ancient Greeks.
From my commander's mercenary. What news do you have?
The Athenian commander is dead. Megaris is ready to fall.
Good. The wolf has ordered the attack. I'm glad you're here to
So
join
yeah,
us.
ancient Greek war. I mean, all war is fucking horrific.
I'm proud to fight by your side.
But ancient Greek war
Have earned your place.
would have been
We will win the
particularly
day of
horrific.
Sparta and the wolf. Come, we must reach the forward camp.
I am ready.
Follow me. We must prepare for the battle ahead.
So tell me about the wolf.
He is a great man.
Alright, let's fight this war.
Victory against the
No, no. What's he like as a man? As a father?
He used to be admired. Strong, caring in his way, but sometimes
Yes?
nothing. Just he gets this faraway look.
His shields the right size.
He
They were big shields.
Sparta's general, but he is also
Big shields that the ancient Greeks wielded.
life cannot be lived
Like,
without
the Captain America shield behind me is about 70 meters in diameter. Based off of this, that shield would be about 1 meter in diameter, which is a big shield. Centaur, you can hurry up, bro. But I mean, the shield was
This
as
won't
a
be like any other battle I've been a part of.
as part of the
Are you ready to crush the Athenians?
yes, I am ready to say.
I'm ready for war.
I mean, as part of the Spartan army, you'd fight the phalanx constantly. So you needed a big shield. Needed a big shield. Alright, let's do this battle. And then I reckon probably call it there for an evening. So this is one of the things that disappointed me in this game. Is it was just kind of like a random hodgepodge battle. There was no... I would have wanted some phalanx stuff. But then again, that would have been much harder to do for this kind of game. Particularly where the majority of the fighting is for... like smaller, close-in areas. But I mean, surely you could have put in some mechanics for the extra battle. I mean, you've got the shield ripping attack that I'm using a lot right now, and that could have been easily incorporated into a battle sequence. But hey, that's me just being historically pedantic. Like, I would have loved, like, a phalanx on phalanx combat, and then you have to break it. That's why the kick... You know, the kick, we all saw it in 300, but the Pancrase kick was actually a real, like, martial technique that the Spartans trained heavily, because its impact on a shield, particularly a weaker Persian shield. The Persian shields had less metal in them. They were made out of reed as well as metal, whereas Spartan and Athenian shields were much more metallic, much heavier, much stronger. So the kick, this one, was really useful at knocking someone who carried a shield off balance. And you could potentially break the line with a good kick. And so there's paintings on pots that came from ancient Sparta of soldiers kicking shields, as it was a crucial martial technique. There was actually a full-blown martial art in the ancient Greek world called Pancrase, or Pankration, which translates to the all art. Hang on. Yeah, the all art. There we go. Battle done. The lines drawn and we won. I mean, the battle's not too bad. And I like it. When it gets further, you get these really cool battles with the other mercenaries. But I would have hoped for a bit more shield-on-shield combat and some phalanxes. And I'm wearing Athenian armor. Interesting.
The wolf requests the presence of the mercenary. We shall be up to
That's badass.
With respect, he wishes to see the mercenary alone.
What?
I said the commander
I
wishes...
heard what you said. I just don't understand why.
Those were his orders, sir.
Very well.
Alright, let's head up. Right, we're level 10. Hit double digits. Separate the skin from bone, leave me all the pieces. Which means we should be able to chuck on some slightly better armor. Mission complete. Excellent. Well done. Go me.
This is it. What do I even say?
Now he's about to meet his father, Nikolaos. I think the cannon.
You are the champion who won us today. Tell me your name, hero, so that I may greet you as a true warrior.
Here, Pater. It's been a long time.
Impossible. I saw you fall.
I didn't fall. You fucking threw me to my death.
I did what was required of me as a Spartan. I've made my peace with that. You need to as well.
You are my father. You are supposed to protect me.
Dramatic emotional moment. Being ruined by Slipknot?
My hand.
I don't think so.
The Oracle decreed that Cassandra... Her word is absolute. You know that.
You can't cower, but
Enough! I can't change the past, Alexios.
there's a large reward for the mercenary who can collect.
Is that why you're here?
You've avoided the past long enough. Now you will answer to me.
No, didn't even fire.
Though you deserve death, there is no honor in vengeance. You must face the ghost of your past, Pater. And that is a fate worse than death.
Ooh, savage.
I have failed in my duty. I failed to protect you. To protect both of you. I loved you. And your sister. As if you were truly my own. But you were never mine.
Oh, that's right. His father's someone else.
That is a question you should ask your mother.
Wait,
Find your mother.
find her.
Wherever Merini is, she knows far more than I do.
On a totally different note from the game, but fuck me, Sleep Token's drummer is good. Alright, got an ad coming, guys, sorry.
Yes, Alexios.
That's a reference to El Pinor. El Pinor is a snake in the grass.
I need to get out of here. I should head back to Varnavas.
Everything. Yeah, we're gonna use Nikolaos' sword. What about that? I don't know what that hook at the end of the sword for. Probably for grabbing on top of a shield or armor and pulling it down. That. Your teeth. Fuck, I love fast travel. Makes life so much easier. So much easier. Interesting.
So, did you kill your father?
Stepfather.
I suppose the gods won't judge you too
Why
harshly
is that
for
not
this.
loading? There we go, that's better.
Nikolaos raised me, trained me.
No one to raid. All good.
Even if he did try
Won't follow a raid tonight.
Is that better or worse? No matter.
thanks.
I'm happy to...
Finding my mater.
Some good news.
For now,
Alexios. Good.
Yes, I know.
Ithra is important to see, so
Sounds like you
Elpinor.
meet me at a...
Elpino.
alright, where we going? We're gonna focus. Which is up here.
A lot of explaining to do.
Alright, let's get to focus.
Ready to set sail.
To Elpinor. Did I find that dock? That is the question. Nah, I gotta sail there. That's annoying. Way! That's be a whale. Be a whale, laddie. There. So straight. I don't see any loot.
You could lull the sirens with those voices, but that's enough for now.
There you go. Tell them to shut up. We've got other music to play. Alright, we'll go to Elpinor.
The gods are with us today, Alexios. The sea is calm and the winds are warm.
Still rolling an ad. Man, so many fucking ads. Alright, let's get to Pilgrim's Landing and then go see Elpinor. Where's the dock?
We should pick up that salvage.
Fast as we can.
That's the dock.
Feel that wind.
Excellent. Alright, we'll dock and then we'll call it an evening. Done. Dramatic landing. Alright. Alright fam, we're going to hold it there for the evening. That is Assassin's Creed done for a bit. So, going to continue with the Assassin's Creed for the next... well, we got Thursday night, then Saturday we have Batman, and then next week Batman takes over the weeknight ones. Short, sharp, and shiny Batman, and we go on to Sekiro, which will be super fun. Super fun. But on that note,